Well, hello, all you gorgeous humans out there. Um, as many of you know, I'm Hari Prakash Boyd, the owner of Prakash Organics and a expert master esthetician. And today we're going to do live with my amazing sister who owns the Untamed Herbalist, and we are going to talk about the new adaptogen product she just created. So I'm going to have her pop in. Okay. Hey, sister.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I started my period and my tits are huge. So, it's that kind of day. I can't get them to stuff into anything.
Well, I've never had that problem. So. But my ass doesn't fit into any of my pants anymore. So there's
See,
that.
there you go. See, y'all got something. All right, so let's get talking about, why don't we start with you saying a little bit about like yourself and what you do and what makes you so special.
So my name is Amrit-Sadhana. I am the Untamed Herbalist. I work with clients to help them change their relationship to their triggers and anxiety and keep their nervous system at like a baseline state so that they can actually manage it and have anxiety not controlling their lives. That's like a very surface level of what I do, but I work with inner child work, shadow work, parts work. I'm an herbalist, so we bring in plant medicine and really access the ability for plants to help turn on the healing within your body. I'm a certified EFT practitioner. And so, which if you're not familiar with EFT, it's an emotional freedom technique or tapping, which is a really powerful nervous system regulation tool.
When you're certified in EFT,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I pay somebody else to do that. I didn't know you did it.
Maybe you should stop doing that.
Well, she's amazing. But I didn't realize you did EFT.
Yeah, I got certified this summer.
Okay.
And then I'm also a certified somatic feminine movement teacher. So I have a lot of things that I do. But I help people so that they can transform their lives and actually like live a life that's worth living rather than just like making it day to day.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. So then let's talk about this new potion, this new creation that you finally came up with.
Yes.
Which I'm drinking right now. My favorite mug.
What I got my box. I just haven't opened it yet.
Oh, you're going to be so pleasantly surprised. I put extra goodies in there for you.
So this is Beauty Nectar. And it is my baby. I've been probably working on this I've been thinking about a product for a couple years, and I've been working on the formulation of this one for probably 6 to 8 months. The reason it's called Beauty Nectar isn't, there actually are some things in it that are going to help your skin and your hair and like from a glow from within. But mostly it's because when I drink it, I feel the beauty of the divine feminine. Like that's kind of like what it brings in. And so, Amrit, the first part of my name, also means nectar. And so I kind of like wanted to weave myself into the name of the product. So it's amazing. What it is, maybe I should actually tell you.
Yeah, what is it? What is it? I didn't realize it created like an energetic shift in your being as well. I mean, of course, everything has vibrations, so it makes sense. But the way you just said it, I really liked how you said that.
Yeah. So like the beauty of being an herbalist and of plant medicine is that, sure, plants obviously have like a physical thing that they do that helps our bodies in whatever support that they need. But and plants want to be used in that way. They want to be used with like intention, and they want to help. And so they also have a energetic and spiritual component to them always. There's always like that kind of flip side of it connecting to you to something bigger than you and like bringing that essence within yourself. So this is a latte blend. It is shatavari, which is an Ayurvedic herb. I'll kind of like dive in a little bit, but pearl powder, rose powder, cardamom, vanilla, and then it's in a base of organic coconut milk powder, which I put it in that for several reasons. So
and it has rose petal flower in it, right?
Yeah, it's very finely ground rose petals. Yeah. And so you can use it. I like my Beauty Nectar latte recipe is about a third cup of plant-based milk, a tablespoon of ghee, a tablespoon of this, and coffee, and I blend it, and it's lovely. But I've had so many people email me being like, I just mix it with plant-based milk and no sweetener and just drink it like that. And it's
I just drink it with water and ghee.
Yeah, exactly. So it can be like a standalone, but it's also amazing with cacao. It's amazing in coffee or matcha, or I did like a London Grey kind of scenario, or London Fog kind of scenario a couple weeks ago where I blended it with some Earl Grey tea and I foamed it with the milk, and that was really good. So yeah, it's you can add it to any beverage. I made some vegan marshmallows a while back and sprinkled it on the top, and it was really good. So it's very versatile. I've had some people tell me they've put it in their smoothies. So.
Okay. So why do I want to drink it? Okay.
So if you've never dipped your toe in and advanced person product.
Right there.
So shatavari is a traditional Ayurvedic herb. Did you have a question?
Well, no, you froze on my screen, but I don't know if it froze everywhere else.
Okay,
so go ahead. Shatavari.
So shatavari is a traditional Ayurvedic herb that is, so everybody knows what ashwagandha is these days, pretty much. It's become very greenwashed.
It's an adaptogen.
It's an adaptogen. It's on everything.
And can you explain real quick what an adaptogen is for people who don't know?
Yeah, actually, I'd love to, because so an adaptogen is a very specific subsect of an herb that has to hit very specific qualifiers. So there's technically only 10 primary labeled adaptogens in the world as of now that have enough research behind them to say this is an adaptogen. And what it does is it has a non-specific nervous system response, which means it helps to calm your nervous system and helps your body to adapt to different stressors, whether that be physical, emotional, environmental, biochemical, whatever it might be. It helps your body to adapt. So if you take an adaptogen and you're really exhausted and you need sleep, it's going to help your body do that. If you take it and you're really depleted and you need energy, it's going to help and give your body that. A lot of people are calling all herbs adaptogens now because they're trendy, and they're not. So there's primary and then there's secondary, and secondary list is pretty significant. And basically what they say is they have all adaptogenic qualities. They just have not been reevaluated enough to be labeled as an adaptogen. Reishi is not actually Reishi's not on the 10 primary but it's in the secondary list, and I call reishi an adaptogen because as an herbalist, that's how it works. So shatavari is not on that list, but what it is it's kind of the feminine counterpart to ashwagandha. Ashwagandha's got quite a few contraindications. If you have too much heat, too much pitta, too much fire in your system, it's actually going to aggravate that.
And I'm pitta. So, my main dosha is pitta.
Yeah, well, which is fine, but if you have a pitta imbalance, if there's too much, ashwagandha is gonna probably flare that. Whereas the only contraindication with shatavari is with kapha imbalances, which quite honestly, I work with clients with Ayurveda daily, and I don't see a kapha imbalance very often. Collectively right now, what most people are dealing with is vata, too much air, and too much fire. Yeah. So shatavari has a cooling effect, which is really lovely for all that intensity. It's very grounding. It's great. It's a really beautiful nervous system tonic. So what that means is it gives the nervous system some extra support and helps you with your stress response. It's also one of the most incredible herbs you can take for reproductive health at any stage. Both male and female, but specifically womb holders. Really powerful for tonifying the uterus, for just when you first start your menstrual cycle, prenatal, postnatal, while you're pregnant, can help with milk production, postnatal, and just help with uterine recovery. And then it's actually really, really amazing for people going into menopause as well.
Okay.
I have a client who's bought, like, she's like on her third bag. She's like, I feel so much better when I'm on this. And she's in that stage in her life. So that's shatavari. It's also amazing for digestion and gut health. It helps to support the immune system.
Okay.
It's in the asparagus family. So the only thing is, like, if you have an asparagus allergy, it's not for you. But that's really the only kind of like contraindication.
All right.
And then pearl powder.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because I know for some people they're like, why is there pearl powder in it? So I want to talk about the pearl powder and how the sustainability of how the one you're working with. And
yeah. So pearl powder is a really beautiful, it's not an herb, it's a pearl. It's literally, they take pearls and they grind them up into this really, really fine powder. They have been in traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda been using pearl powder for centuries. And for beauty, actually, is like kind of like the main thing. And it's cooling to the system as well. But people like noticed in traditional Chinese medicine when they took pearl every day, like their skin looked a little smoother and a little more radiant, and their hair was looking really nice and a little tighter, because it's really, really, really high in collagen producing things. So there's something in it called, I think it's pronounced like cochleone or something like that. I'd have to look it up, but it's what gives the iridescence on the pearl. And that actually is really high in GABA producing.
So it's giving my body the ingredients to encourage it to make its own collagen rather than supplementing it.
Yeah, there's no research behind.
I know that's a whole nother conversation with collagen powders. I know
we could actually do a whole live on that.
We will. We'll do that next month.
We'll do that next time. So yes, it's giving your body the things that your body needs to produce the collagen.
Okay.
And then it's
high in calcium.
It's high in calcium, magnesium, zinc, copper. It has 64 trace minerals in it, I think. Like, it's really high in trace minerals. And it also is really profound for the nervous system and nervous system support. It's really great. It's sustainably grown. They do it in fresh water. And I thought about not putting it in because, like, it's technically not vegan.
Yep.
But the thing is that if you are ever going to be practicing, like, following any traditional Chinese medicine or Ayurveda or any like ancient form of medicine, they use animal parts and there's a purpose for them. And so if that's not for you, totally okay. Totally respect that. Totally get that. But I think that it's something that for me, it's really helped with my own like nervous system regulation. I've noticed a huge difference in taking this product every single day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then could you talk about, I want you to show what it looks like because it's flipping gorgeous. It is the prettiest purpley pink. I love drinking a cup of roses, basically.
It's so pretty.
And then I also wanted you to talk about like cousin Jenna's experience with it, with being postpartum.
She loves it. She said she feels so much better on it. She puts it in her coffee every single morning. It's helped with all of like her postpartum symptoms. So I don't know if the camera's going to pick up the color or not, but a little bit. It's a little brighter pink than this.
It's definitely brighter pink in person.
Let me see.
Like when you open it up, you're like, oh, what is this magical substance?
You can see it a little bit better. And it smells. Do
you need a moment? Like, are you okay?
It's so good.
I know you told me about with Jenna, she got it and used a little bit of it. And then she has a lot of friends who just had babies too. And then she contacted you and like ordered one for all of her friends. She's
gifted it to all of her friends. She sent me a text like a couple weeks ago, like a screenshot of a text from her friend being like, this stuff is magic. So like, even if you don't care about the medicinal properties, it does just taste really good. And there's a whole intention behind why. It's just a physical product you put in your coffee, like whatever. But the reason I put rose and cardamom in it is two things I'm obsessed, and I've been obsessed with those things since I was a child. And rose powder actually is super high in bioavailable vitamin C. And so you're getting a vitamin C kick when you take it. And then it's also really high in antioxidants. It's heart opening. So it's a vasodilator. It helps you to open your heart a little bit and feel that energy. Like rose, you know, rose has the vibration of love, which is the highest vibration on earth. The cardamom is there. Everything in it is functional as well as for flavor, minus the two functional products. Cardamom is actually really amazing for helping with anxiety and depression. Okay. And that's the other thing with pearl powder. It's a mood regulator and stabilizer. Okay. And it tastes good. It smells good. And it also is really great for digestion. And to me, the smell of cardamom, like, I know, it takes me back to our childhood, but really takes me back to the streets of India. It's like immediate. It like transports me. And then vanilla is great. It has calming effects, and it's really just kind of like luxurious. And then most herbs are fat soluble. And so what that means is, not most, all herbs, all plants are fat soluble. And what that means is, in order for your body to actually fully absorb the nutrients that they have to offer, you need a little bit of fat in there to help carry it into your cells. So that's why you want people making the drinks with ghee. Which, yes, but they don't necessarily have to because of the coconut milk powder. Okay. That's part of why I put it in there, as also just to be like a base, so that it wasn't like such that it tasted good, and B, like wasn't such an intensely priced product. So it does have a built-in delivery system. You accounted for all of that. System. I always add more fat because I'm a good fat. We love ghee. We love ghee. We love ghee. So it's always cooking. I only use ghee all and avocado oil. Ingredients have like a functional purpose and are there intentionally for other reasons as well. And my whole thing is that if you just take 10 minutes in the morning to like make your beverage and like smell the product as you go along and be really intentional about it, notice the color, sit down with it, and just like give yourself that 10 minutes of like calm and breathing and checking in with yourself, at least that's 10 minutes that you got in your day that's just for you, even if you don't get any other. And so there's a deeper, like grounded spiritual, like intention behind it that, like, obviously I'm not going to put that like on my website, but that is a big part of it as well. Okay. So for those who are interested in the product, it's actually on Prakash Organics website as well as my sister's. Yes. Can you talk about the price? If you used it every single day, how long a bag would last? And then how long you need to use it before you start seeing results? Yeah. So it's $48, and the suggested serving size is 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon. I use a tablespoon. I would say if you're just starting out and you've never really dipped your toe into using functional herbs at all before, start with 2 teaspoons and see like how that works. Nothing's going to happen. Like, nothing wrong is going to happen if you take the tablespoon, but like just to kind of like get your body, primed. So there's anywhere from like 25 to 40 servings in the bag, I would say. Okay. On how much you use. So it's like a month to a month and a half kind of supply. Okay. And I would say if you use it daily for a month, you should start noticing just a difference in how you feel, like a full like menstrual cycle, because it's also really helpful for like anything that you have going on there, and with ovulation. You should just notice a regulation happening in your body. It's not going to be, for most people, it's not going to be like, wow, I feel like a different person, but it's going to be like, oh, actually, like, I feel calmer in this scenario when I would have felt much less calm previously, or, oh, my period was like actually on track this month, and like I didn't have nearly as intense like symptoms or things like that. Or you're going to notice a difference in your skin. Do you notice a quicker difference when you're taking it for postpartum? Because it sounds like Jenna seemed to like notice it right away to want to get some for all of her friends. It wasn't. I can't personally speak to that because Yeah,
Right.
I can't personally speak to that because I don't know. But I would say if you're postpartum, just kind of take note, like notice when you start taking it and then notice when you start noticing any like subtle differences. Because that's the thing with herbs is like, yes, they have a profound effect, but like most of the things that you experience are going to be more on the subtle level, because that's how like plant medicine works.
Mm-hmm. Earth medicine works. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say about it?
Buy it. It's amazing. You won't regret it. I've not gotten one person being like, this is okay. Like everybody that has
fallen in love with it.
Yeah. I've had multiple people already order a second bag.
And you just launched it like about 3 weeks to a month ago. It's new.
Yeah, it's new. I think I launched it the week of my birthday. So it's like about a month.
So you launched it at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there was one more question I wanted to ask you. Shiitake mushroom. I can't remember. Oh, is it organic?
Yeah, everything in it is certified organic.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody have any questions at all? Or do you want to add anything at all, sister?
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, if
Amrit-Sadhana is also like she talks about anxiety coach and things like that. So beyond the fact that she's created this amazing product, you actually can work with her. She does coaching. She does the tapping. She does, she works with you on your anxiety, on diet. She's a nutritionalist as well. So she's very well-rounded. I know that she's had a lot of success with her anxiety coaching.
Yeah, I have. I take a very holistic approach. So there's never going to be a like one-off answer, and it's work. But it's, I've had really great successes with clients working with them to just help them change their relationship to how they respond to things and to their own personal stories that are actually their stories, and also the stories that they tell them we tell ourselves inside our heads. Yes. So
totally.
Yeah. And if anybody has any questions that come up after, my DMs are always open, but yeah, this is her. The first
she is working on other, as you launch new product, this is all learning curves. The packaging she has right now, though, that she started out with is completely compostable.
Yes.
So it does have a little bit of a plastic lining on the inside of the bag to help with freshness, but the bag is complete. It's a bioplastic.
Yeah, you just have to pull the stickers off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's also that.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for coming on, sister, and taking your time to talk about it.
Thanks for having me. It's really, I mean, I know I'm biased, but like, just like I would say about your product, you're biased about yours, but you should be biased about your product.
Well, I know I make the best oils. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I know.
Exactly.
No one else makes unrefined skin oil, skincare.
No, and like,
lots of people make organic, but
obviously we have good genes, but like my skin looks the way it looks because of my sister.
You're so sweet. And Amrit-Sadhana is 8 years younger than me. I'm 43. You're 35? Yep. You're 35. We're both Scorpios. We both have religious trauma. Good times.
Religious trauma? Don't know her.
So yes, thank you, everyone. One of the things I am going to start doing is I need to actually break it apart and make little samples so I can start shipping samples out to people.
I know.
With their orders.
People have asked me if I have. That's just like a whole nother thing I need to get like set up for. But
well, with me, I can include it like once
if
they spend a certain amount of product. But for you, just to ship out a little sample,
it's not worth it. But no, for you could totally like do a little
just include it. Yeah,
servings. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Perfect. All right.
Love you, sister.
Well, thank you so much. Love you too.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us.